Well, hello, everybody, and welcome to Anything But Routine. And today I'm especially excited to have a guest, very special guest with me, Teri Rowe, the executive director of the National Dance Coaches Association, whom I've known for years and years. So it's very exciting. I'm just going to give you a little background on Teri. She's coached and judged dance teams at the middle school, high school, college, and all-star level for over 30 years. So a lot of experience there. She's known as the former coach of the Eastern Washington Elite Dance Team. She has served as the past president and vice president of Washington State Dance Drill Association, and was honored as a lifetime member in '99, selected to WSDDCA Hall of Fame in 2012. Teri's currently the executive director of NDCA, where she was also inducted into the Hall of Fame. Teri currently works nationally as a private consultant speaker. So I know Teri is always a person with a mission and a purpose. And, we've talked so many times over the phone about this or that and what is going on nationally. So I think it's really exciting first to say thank you for all your work on NDCA because it's appreciated by everyone. So why don't we start out by having you tell me a little bit about how NDCA has grown and what's happening currently?
Well, it's very exciting. A lot of things changing. We started in 2016 with 50 people that met in Las Vegas and decided, hey, let's have this Congress, talk about dance team, talk about the future of dance team. And from that, we've grown now to, close to 1,000 members. We've had our conference for multiple years now. We should have 10,000 members, but we don't. So everyone join. Shameless plug there.
Yeah.
But we really have, our mission is, education, inspiration, advocacy. So we kind of take each component and try to develop each one. With our education piece, we are holding our annual conference. We'd love to have anyone and everyone come join us. We have about 30 hours of professional development offered there with top level speakers from all over, from inside the dance team industry and outside. So we kind of have a mixture of people and opinions and things. Top level classes, and those are also available via our app for 90 days after the conference. So if you go to a class and miss another one, you can always grab that and watch it at your own leisure when you get home. So, and then with our inspiration piece, we are doing all kinds of internal kind of things for our members. We have what's called our coffee chats, which are monthly, where you can call in and it's a different member of the executive board who predominantly are mostly current coaches. The executive board is made up of college and high school and all-star coaches, and then a couple non-coaching people like me, Carrie Smith, our other executive director or treasurer and things like that. But it's a lot of coaches who are right in the thick of it. They're in the trenches. So we offer our coffee chats on a monthly basis. They're always on a Sunday, like at 5 p.m. Pacific. And it's call in and what's on your mind? What's going on with you? How can we help you? And people just talk. And sometimes, in coaching, you kind of hit the wall a little bit and you need to know that other people are experiencing the same thing as you are. And so it's a nice time to just have a conversation and get some help and get some backup and get a little recharge in your battery. And those go on all through the fall and the winter. And then
I just say that's so important because I feel like we're all
yeah.
on our own island.
Oh, yeah.
In your town, there's no one else usually that does what you do. So
Mm-hmm.
I think that's
well, and you really feel like that and you think that, but at the same time you're experiencing that, there's probably 50 other people who have the same crazy parent, the same administrator who's telling them they can't use the gym, the same kinds of issues, and so it's really important to have that community, have that network to know you're not alone. And pardon me?
When are the dates this year?
They're
May 15th through the 17th
of our conference. Yeah.
Okay, that's the conference. And your coffee chats
are the conference.
Once a month on Sunday. But what, first Sunday of the month or what?
No, it's like the second or third Sunday. I think the one coming up is actually November 17th.
Okay.
They're not on a set, they're either the second or third Sunday, but they can find those dates on our
Yeah, on your
website.
website, because you always
Yeah.
publish those. I always see them. Yeah.
Yeah. And those go on through the competition season when everything's hot and heavy for a coach and you don't have a lot of time to go take a class or go take a Zoom. It's just I just need to call in and kind of vent and talk to people. So those run through the fall and into the winter. And then starting in March through August, we have our Zoom education series, which is when you're in your off season, well, sort of. You're never off as a dance coach. We know
Right.
that. But those are different topics, and those are more education, come and learn. But it's a pre-recorded class that you can get one a month and take it, listen to it on your own time. And they might be, I think the first one is with Mandy Yip from Acrobatic Arts on teaching acro and
I love
spotting and techniques for acro. So those are more come and learn type of things, put them in your coaching toolbox and use it tomorrow types of things. So the fall is my lifeline. Throw me your life preserver and keep me coaching. The winter, or probably March to August, is get your batteries charged, learn new techniques, improve your coaching, develop yourself as a professional. And our conference sort of fits in there in May 15th through the 17th in Dallas. And that's a big boost of education and networking and community building and those kinds of things. Most of the things that people get out of that conference is you get to see your friends at competition, your coaching friends, and sometimes you're competing against them and you pass each other in the hallway and you're like, hi, hope you lose today, but you don't have a lot of time to chat with people that are in your community that love dance the same as you do. And so that's one of the best things I think about the conference is you have time to sit down, have a cup of coffee and talk to people, have a cocktail with someone, share dinner with someone, just let your hair down, relax, and talk about the things you love: teaching, coaching, kids, dance, music,
Yeah.
family, everything. So
I think
that's kind of what we're doing.
yeah, well, you're just so busy. The last one I was at was in, I believe, Las Vegas or
Yeah, yeah. We try to stay 2 years in one part of the United States, and then we try to move. So
and
we
that's
were in, pardon me?
so that's so smart because, well, first of
Yeah,
all, running a venue, the first year in a venue is very hard. So
yeah.
yeah, it's neat for the people to get to switch around the country, but for the people organizing it, it gets hard, doesn't it?
It's a little crazy that first year getting to know new people in the hotels and our venues, but then by the second year we get it rolling and then it's time to move again. So, we did Las Vegas, then we did Nashville, and then that was when COVID hit. So we got stuck in Nashville for another year. And then we moved to Phoenix, and
Yeah.
now we're going to be in Dallas. So we kind of try to move around a little bit.
Well, I'm
So,
excited to get back.
yeah,
I mean, I've been sick and then so now I'm kind of back in the saddle. So I'm excited to get back.
yeah.
We learn so much.
Well,
And I think it's so important. I'm excited about it. So what is one of your current missions? I don't mean to say mission, but like what's hot right now? What's a hot topic that you guys?
oh, we have a bunch of things. This
Yeah.
kind of goes with our advocacy piece. I talked about the education and the inspiration, and now the advocacy. We have a lot of things going on. I think it was in August. In August, we sent out what was called the Future of Dance Team Survey, sent
Oh
it
yeah.
across nationally. We closed that. We're just about to release the results of that. That'll be on our website and on social media. And we asked a lot of questions, and which this really it gears to what you're talking about. We asked questions like, do you think that we need a national governing body for dance for each of the levels and whatnot? Do you think we should have standardization of rules? Do you think that we should be gearing dance to become either an emerging sport or a sport? We asked a lot of those questions. Who should be, if we had a governing body, who would be the voting people? Who would be on the executive board and in the controlling seat? So we asked a lot of those kinds of questions, and the results are really interesting, and we can't wait to share that. Hopefully those might be out by next week. And
I when it came out, I filled it out right away.
yeah.
And I I just feel like it was asking a lot of pertinent questions that were on my mind at the time. So hats off to you guys. I was like, ooh, this is good. This is needed. It really is. Like even the pieces about the combines and coach because I coach
Recruiting.
during the season gets hard and
Uh-huh.
these kids are pulled in so many directions, which I think college, it's great. I love it. And my kids are so
Mhm.
excited to try out for teams, but at times I feel like some of the kids were getting pulled in every direction.
We're finding that a lot. We're finding that, the whole college recruiting piece is new anyway. And
No,
because we,
great.
yeah,
Oh, it's great.
but because we don't have any rules, it's kind of like the wild, wild west.
Yep.
And, and it is, you'll have a high school kid who has a competition this weekend, but then there's a training clinic that they're trying to get to, and parents are getting pulled and kids are getting pulled. And so we're trying to look at, coming up with some guidelines for that. What are some best practices? Not like rules right now. Maybe it'll eventually go down that road. We don't know. But I think just saying, here's some things you should be mindful to that, kids have midterms around this time. Just things to be mindful of and just to create some best practices and some guidelines to use. So that may come out of that. But it was surprising how many people agreed that yes, we need something. We need something. We don't know what the something is, but we need
Right.
something.
But
And
that's how
then,
everything starts. I look
yep,
back to, I was laughing today about a conference that I think you ran. Did you ever run one in Snoqualmie past?
yes, yes,
Okay. So I spoke at that. Do you remember that?
yes, I do.
It was three or four of us went out in one of our friends' mother's convertible who lived out there. We went up into the mountains and we got lost. And so we were supposed to be on some panel. It was so beautiful out there. And we get back and it was the 80s, of course. So we all had a lot of big hair. And we had gotten blown to bits and our hair, we came in and we're like, we're here, we're ready to be on the panel. And the entire panel walked in at the same time. And that was, I bet you were ready to kill us. So I think it was Mary went and I
Hmm.
don't remember who else. Oh gosh, it was fun.
Wow, the fact that you can remember that is better than I. Yeah, I
Well, I
forgot about
remember because
that.
it was such a quaint place that I was. You were probably in there running, everything where I was just there to speak. So that was fun. But
Yeah,
yeah,
it's a beautiful place up there. It's
it
right nestled
is.
in the mountains.
I
Yeah.
remember thinking, oh, I could do a vacation here. That's beautiful. So you're
Hmm.
not in Washington anymore. Are you in Idaho now?
No, we're up in Idaho. Yeah, my kids grew up and decided to move away and become successful business people and making new lives. And so we moved up here to kind of create a vacation home where they would want to come vacation.
Oh, that's
So we're near skiing and on a lake, and so they come both winter and summer now. So we lured them home.
that's
So
awesome. Well, and I should mention your daughter's Carson Rowe. Everyone knows who
mhm.
Carson is, so that's pretty neat. Pretty neat stuff. So it's kind of
Yeah,
fun to
she's
work with your
doing
daughter,
great.
I bet. Yeah, and I have fun working with my daughter. It's really fun. So
It is. It's like the circle of life,
yeah.
continues. And
It's
yeah,
neat. It's neat
so
that you share a passion for sure. This episode is sponsored by Just for Kicks Teacher Program, your ultimate destination for all your dancewear needs. Studio owners and teachers enjoy special discounts on dancewear essentials, including shoes, palms, leotards, themed bike tards, dance dresses, costumes, and more. Plus, don't miss out on our dance costume liquidation page, where you can find incredible deals on high quality costumes at unbeatable prices. With a wide range of in-stock items ready to ship when you need them fast, and top-notch customer service, we're here to support you every step of the way. Visit us at justforkicks.com and click on the teacher program in the header, or call 1-800-450-DANCE to get started today. So much has changed, and you're talking about all the need for change for new
mhm.
coaches. Boy, joining NDCA would be smart for them, wouldn't it? I
Oh
mean,
yeah, yeah. A lot of it is, I just taught at a conference and I said the number one new coaching, I'll call it a new coach here, mistake is thinking you know it all and you can go alone, because you can't go it alone, because you're going to get caught and you're going to uh, be so frustrated by experiences and not know where to turn. And so those new coaches in particular, they need that community and they need that support. We also have it's called our mentoring program, where you can sign up for it, and then they place you with a veteran coach and then you build that relationship. And it's just someone to sound things off of, and someone to, be in your corner when you need it. Hey, I'm having this problem. And so it's a nice pairing of a brand new coach and a very experienced veteran coach. And they just befriend one another and collaborate when they want to, very loosely structured, no mandatory anything, but it's just someone's there to help you. And that mentoring program is great. Then our education resources, we have a huge resource archive with full of all kinds of stuff, and they can access that. So there's just so many things that a new coach, they don't have to reinvent the wheel. The wheel's already been invented. Believe me.
We're back when we started, we had to invent the wheel.
Yes, yeah.
I mean, like I remember there was no internet. Can you imagine? Oh, you can, but
yeah,
the younger coaches can't imagine. And we had to figure out everything for
oh
ourselves.
yeah. And everything was handwritten and notebooks.
And notebooks
Yeah.
and snail mail. I remember we didn't know when a competition was going to be. We had to wait for something to come in the mail, and then
Absolutely.
it's just crazy. Where now everything's so organized, and it was
I
like,
was
go ahead.
I was just laughing, talking to someone about music editing and computer programs, because I do a little bit of behind the scenes. I don't like to tell anybody, but I do some music things with music production. And I had to self-teach myself, because back in our day, do you remember going into the studio and having the reel to reel?
Oh, yeah.
And then, and then the days, we were really cool when we got cassette tapes. And then, finally computer programs came out, thank goodness. So,
well, that they don't understand that cut and paste was real.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it was
like literally cut.
Paste, like it was real. It was a real thing, and we did it. Yeah, even like with our catalog, it's crazy when we think of our early years, because you just piecemealed everything together. It was just insane, and we took pictures outside because we couldn't afford lights, and
Isn't that funny? Where
crazy.
you've come from and how you've grown. Wow.
Yes, it's crazy. So, well, I'm coming this,
Yeah.
excited to finally be able to come. And last year I had planned to go, and then we went on this trip to France. Oh, darn. But it was very fun, but it had gotten postponed for COVID. Then it was postponed for when I was sick. So our friends that we were going with, we just finally did it, and it coincided with the date. So I was happy to go to France, but sad to miss the event. So I'm excited to go this year.
Well, we have you on our list of potential speakers. So we'll let you come and share your knowledge, but also come and have fun. So you can do double duty.
This and a little bit of that. Well, I look forward to that. So anybody who has not signed up for National Dance Coach, go on their website, become a member, and we are stronger together. And all the things that you guys are doing, it's just wonderful. And I know how much work it is. It's a lot of work. So we need to appreciate people that pull it together for us. So thank you, Teri, for all you've done, and to the whole board. The whole board is just doing so much. I'm getting emails all the time and different things. So thank you.
Visit our website. We've got, national dancecoaches.org, and some other exciting things I forgot to tell you about is we're making connections with the HBCU auxiliary, and we might have some of their representatives at the conference talking about the parallels, how the HBCU dance teams have come along when traditional, Kilgore Rangerettes and others developed, and how we're intertwining and how we share so many common things. And that's a lot of fun things going on.
Yeah. So say what that is.
HBCU is the historically Black colleges and universities.
Oh.
And so we're super excited. Sean Zachary is the head of their auxiliary, which is their coaches association. So they're pretty much doing a lot of the things that the state high school associations are doing, along with some of the things that the NDCA is doing, because they cover both, mostly college HBCUs and those teams. And just learning the history, and we had the most great conversation. She joined me in a coffee chat in September, and we were talking about costuming and how they talked about the importance of the sequins and the importance of the fringe and how it was seen as such a traditional thing, and just learning was incredible. And so we're so excited to invite her out to the conference to speak and to teach us about the HBCU dance teams, and just a lot of fun things like that.
I look forward to taking that class. There's an article this month in Dance Magazine about the history of majorette, and that
That's
whole,
what we're talking about.
yeah,
Yeah.
that, and so I'm wondering, I've got to go get my article and see if it's the same person, but I started reading that. I
Yeah.
got to save on it to read it later. So, well,
Yeah,
Terry,
she's wonderful. And she's been around as long as we have. Before I met her, I thought, oh, she's going to be this little spring chicken and everything. And she's this lovely person who has been coaching and teaching for 30 plus years. And she had many things in common. Like she was very aware of Kay Crawford and Gussie Nell Davis and all the beginnings of dance team on a football field. And
yeah.
then their groups with the majorettes kind of took a more traditional way that went this way, but then they have so many things in common with,
Oh,
some of the more traditional dance team things. It was very fun talking to her.
well, I've had some those groups join our Dance Coaches and Teachers Unite Facebook. We're getting more
Yeah.
majorette membership.
Hmm.
I love it because I love watching it.
Yeah. Yeah,
So,
we're really trying to get their coaches to come on over and join the NDCA and share and get to know us, make new dance friends. We always need more dance friends.
well, that is great.
So,
So, one last question.
uh-huh.
How many states, I know when I was on the board way back when, we really were searching for how many states had coaches association or a rule like in
A
Minnesota,
governing.
we're
Yeah.
under the Minnesota State High School League, but we also have our state coaches association. Are most
Mhm.
states starting to have coaches associations now?
No, you would be surprised. We have a group. One of our programs is called the Associations Outreach Team, and their job is to communicate with those state associations that you're talking about. And over the last 3, 4, or 5 years, we've been tracking, and it's really interesting. Almost exactly 1/3 of the states have an active coaches association, like Minnesota, Indiana, Wisconsin, Idaho, Oregon, and they are kind of the go-to. That's where some of the rules come. They also partner with their state activities association, but they are the main functioning body for the coaches to go through. They provide coaches education, a conference, those kinds of things. But only about 1/3 of the states have those. Then you have 1/3 of the states have no coaches association, but they are completely governed by their state activities association. So when they want to go to a conference, they have to go to the general sports conference with the football people and the basketball people and the baseball people, which there's nothing wrong with that because there's always general coaching principle classes to be taken. But it's not specific to dance like a dance
Right.
coaches association would be. And then you have 1/3 of the states, maybe a little less than a third. So maybe it's I think the biggest group is actually the group in the middle. We call them a tier two, and it's the ones that are governed by their state association or their activities association, and they don't have a coaches association. But the ones that are left, the third that are left, we kind of lovingly call them the wandering nomads because they don't have a coaches association. They're not governed by their state activities association. They do what they want to, when they want to, how they want to. Now, Nevada is an example of that. They can compete how they want, when they want, have their season when they want, do what they want, and they just make their own rules.
Yeah.
But they're a little detached from one another. And a lot of those states, that's part of one of our outreach, our purposes is to help states form an actual active coaches association. We have
Yeah.
the format to help them because they're seeking that community. They want,
Right.
where's my people? Where's my
Right.
people?
Right.
You
Yeah.
know, so
Yeah.
sadly, only a third of the states in the country have state associations, active coaching associations, which are wonderful, and they all should have them.
They all should have them. And many are joined with cheer, I find.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, and that's great because then I think you're pulled together. But I get worried when sometimes the rules are very
Mm-hmm.
different.
Yeah.
Wisconsin's together and they have a great association. So when you go out there and speak, it's cheer and dance, which is awesome. But then
Mm-hmm.
some I get a little worried with rules. Like when you said you asked the question on the questionnaire about generalized rules for every state,
Mm-hmm.
I felt nervous because every state is so different.
They are, and they're so unique. But I think if we were going to head in that direction, I think we can all agree on some things. I
Right.
think we can maybe all agree on what sort of surface dancers should be competing on. Maybe it's a gym floor or a Marley. Maybe those two things are acceptable. maybe what size a dance space should be. We could agree on some of those things. Then when you get into the weeds a little bit, it gets a little tougher because some states, like for example, Minnesota doesn't allow, you don't have tumbling and lifting, do you? You're not allowed to do.
Or like in the
So, and
dark.
other states are.
Yeah.
So that's where, when you get into the weeds, it gets a little complicated and people get a little resistant to change.
Oh,
But I
yeah.
think
Yeah.
that there's certain things that we could agree on. Uh, you can, maybe we could agree on we should all offer a minimum of 5 categories, something as loose as that.
Mhm.
Maybe we can agree on a routine length should be under 3 minutes. Maybe we can agree on. So I think it's going to be a long process if we
Oh, it
head
will
down that
be.
road.
And I think
You
it
know.
would be a great thing. And from what I've heard, I had someone on my podcast, oh gosh, a couple months ago, and she was talking about how when you look at some of the national federation that we don't have any say in the rule. What am I trying to say? That the board that oversees it, there's no dance
Mhm.
people on it. Is that
Yeah. Well, that's changing. That's changing. And I will tell you,
right? Yeah, that's
thanks to the efforts of Washington State, and there's a gal at the Activities Association named Cindy Adsett, who is a tremendous advocate for dance. And she's been around as long as I was around, and she's still there. And
good.
she's been pushing and pushing for years on that very subject, and they finally agreed to that, and it's going to be implemented in 2026. They're going to have one dance coach and one dance judge that sits on the National Federation of High School Spirit Board. So,
Yeah,
and those people will rotate, but we will have representation finally. I mean, they
yeah.
finally approved that, so that is changing.
That's huge.
It's huge. It's
That's
really big.
huge. Hats off to you guys. That's or to Cindy and the board
Yeah. I
in
mean, they have been pushing that hard for at least 10 years that I know of, where she keeps putting it up for a vote every year. She kept bringing it back. And finally, I think they were like, we got to make this lady go away. So we're,
that's how
but we've
some
got,
things get changed, right?
yeah, but a tremendous advocate. And she's not even a dance person. She's like a volleyball, softball person, but she oversees dance as part of her activities
Gosh, okay.
association. But she's always been a tremendous supporter of dance, and that's the way she's been advocating kind of behind the scenes. And the Washington State Dance Drill Coaches Association, we need to all thank them. Laura Lindersmith and Heather Wong, the executive directors up there, they've been part of that effort. So
Yay.
those initiatives are being made, and we're making headway. The wheel is turning slightly, just a little bit.
Yeah, and just saying if your state doesn't have a coaches association, you need to get one started. And back in the day, little old me, I didn't even know what I was doing, but I knew we needed an
Mhm.
association, and we banded together and did that. So if you're in a state where you don't have one, reach out to NDCA, reach out to me. I'd
Mhm.
be happy to help you. And I know I helped Wisconsin, in the early years, and I helped North Dakota form theirs.
Mhm.
And they just, and Oregon helped me because I got
Mhm.
all their bylaws and read everything. So I think, we should pull together and try to have some representation.
Mhm.
So
We should. And we actually have a resource archive where people have shared their state bylaws and constitutions. So once again, you don't have to reinvent the wheel. You can go and shop a little bit of Oregon and say, oh, I like that what Minnesota does. And I like what North Dakota does, and craft something that works for your state. So absolutely, every state should have their coaches association because they're the voice of those dancers and they're the voice of dance team. And
right,
without that, you're relying on your activities association, who might be athletic directors and administrators who don't know anything about dance to craft our sport/activity.
right, right.
And it shouldn't be that way. It should be in reverse. We should be saying, this is what dance is. This is what dancers need. And the coaches are the ones that know that. They know the activity the best. They know it. I kind of interchange the word sport and activity because we're kind of in the middle, don't know what we are yet, but
Yeah.
who knows where we'll be.
Right, right. Well, Teri, thank you for being a guest. It's great to hear your voice and see your face and get reacquainted. And I want to just thank you for all you do for dance. It's amazing. So
Thank you. And I'm looking forward to seeing you in Dallas.
yeah,
Can't
me too.
wait to take your class.
Oh, thank you. Well, let me know what I'm teaching. I'll be happy to.